Hello and welcome to our R32 multi-split presentation. I'm Hakeem David, Dealer Sales Representative for Daikin South Africa, Cape Town office. Our multi-split range is extremely ideal for residential applications, where the end user wouldn't want multiple condensers on the outside wall or by living in an apartment complex with various body corporate restrictions. The condensing unit fits perfectly beneath a windowsill or even on a balcony, should this be the only place available to have it installed. Can also handle fantastic piping lengths and quite a wide variety of compatible indoor units to match. So let's look a bit deeper into what this product has in store for us. What we'll be discussing today is the following. What is a multi-split? What is R32? Why multi? And then also looking into its various advantages and features. And lastly, looking into promotional tools we have available on our Daikin portal. We start off by defining what a multi-split is. So explained, it is an air-to-air heat pump from which up to 5 indoor units of different but limited capacities can be connected to a single outdoor unit. The indoor unit can be operated independently but within the same mode, being either in heating or in cooling. Herewith are some examples where multi-splits can be installed, whether it be in houses, apartments, or even in shops. Limited global warming potential. Global warming should be lowered, therefore all items potentially creating global warming need to limit their potential impact. GWP expresses the potential impact that a refrigerant would have on global warming if released into the atmosphere. Your answer, simply change over to R32. GWP R32 equals a third of R410A. It's also more efficient, less charge required, and easy to recycle. Lastly, not forgetting to mention that is a single component refrigerant, unlike R410A, which was a blend of R125 and R32. No HEC ban, but a phase down. There are three main areas to achieve this phase down. One, minimizing the impact of new equipment by reducing the use of high GWP F-gases, changing to lower GWP HFCs and non-HFC gases for specific sectors, reducing refrigerant charges. And secondly, reducing the use of refrigerants for servicing HVAC/R equipment by reducing leakages and replacing equipment with lower GWP refrigerants. And thirdly, increasing the recovery and reuse of HFCs. For now, South Africa is not in the market for this as yet. What do we expect from a multi? Firstly, it's easier installation from a wiring, piping, and maintenance point of view. Less mounting space required, less visible, and low noise. A triple plus energy label, meaning low power consumption and high efficiencies. More flexibility, can connect up to 5 indoor units from any style. Simply increase your comfort with the Daikin multi-split. So let's touch a bit on the piping limitations of multi-splits. This image is a typical example of having a condenser mounted above or on the roof. Important to remember is that the level difference is limited to 15 meters from outdoor to indoor unit, and the level difference from the indoor to indoor unit is limited to 7.5 meters. So let's touch a bit on the advantages. All piping starts from one point, meaning from the condenser. No oil trap required due to the inverter control compressor. The compressor will operate at full speed for short periods of time when required to recover the remaining refrigerant oil in the field pipework. Thanks to the oil return function, the compressor lifespan is greatly increased. Flare connections on condenser and evap pipe connections, brazing, and the use of backing gas can be avoided. Quick installation time. This slide indicates the maximum pipe distances allowed from a 3, 4, and 5 MXM, which is basically 3 indoor units, 4 indoor units, and 5 indoor units. The maximum pipe run from the indoor to condenser is 25 meters, but the total overall system pipe run cannot be more than 50 meters on a 3 MXM, 70 meters on a 4 MXM, and 75 meters on a 5 MXM. Now looking a bit at the power requirements, this diagram shows us that we only need a 25 amp circuit breaker per condenser, which is fantastic. One doesn't have to refer back to installation manual to double check it. It's made simple. So that's whether it be a 3, a 4, or 5 MXM. The wiring would be standard as per our split units requirements, being 3 core plus earth at 1.5 millimeter. Wiring error check. The wiring error check exists to verify if piping and wiring match for each other. A multi-outdoor is capable of detecting if any mistakes were made during the installation for which piping and wiring were mismatched and can correct one mistake. If the self-correction is not possible, the indoor wiring and piping have to be checked in the user manual. So in short, what we learn here is, should wiring get crossed over, for example, A's piping is correct, but the interconnecting wiring is crossed over and is connected to B, the system will automatically rectify this. But please note, this crossing over of wiring can only be done once. So I strongly recommend for the wiring to be labeled and connected up correctly the first time around to avoid further communication errors coming up. Fault diagnosis by the service monitor. A multi-split has a built-in service monitor for the most common errors, which allow you to have a quick check on possible problems which can occur. The list as shown below can be found on the inside of the top plate. So if you have or come across an error or LED flashing, simply just remove the top panel of the condenser and a nameplate or a sticker will be pasted on the inside indicating the various error codes. Priority setting room, meaning your master bedroom or your master room. The indoor unit for which priority room setting is applied takes priority in the following cases. Operation mode priority. The operation mode of the indoor unit, which is set for priority room, in this case, let's use a master bedroom as the main bedroom or the priority room, takes priority if the priority indoor unit is operating or the other Indoor units which have conflicting operation modes do not operate and enter standby mode. So meaning if the main bedroom is set to heating, one cannot have the other rooms operating cooling. Not possible. Priority during high power operation. If the indoor unit, which is set for priority room setting, is operating at high power, for example in powerful mode, the capabilities of other indoor units will be will be somewhat reduced. Outdoor gives priority to the master indoor unit which has been selected as priority. Quiet operation priority. Setting the indoor unit to quiet operation will make the outdoor unit run quietly, which will be fantastic, especially in a complex where your neighbors quite close to your apartment. To activate the priority setting room or the master bedroom, slide the switch SW4 to the on mode for the switch that corresponds to the piping connected to the indoor unit to be set. Once the settings are complete, reset the power. So via dip switching, the dip switch setting as seen below, the unit will automatically see that room as being priority, but it will just have to be restarted. Note, if no priority room setting is activated, the first unit switch on will be the master. So in other words, if it's not activated, or if this feature is not activated and one of the kids comes home, their unit in their bedroom will be the priority unit. So meaning the main bedroom or the master bedroom will not have its own mode, meaning it can't run in cooling if the other bedroom switch on first is running in heating. Remember, this is only possible when this feature is not activated. Heat mode lock. The heat lock mode exists to block the system to only operate in heating. For 3 to 5 port, meaning from the 3 MXM to the 5 MXM, to activate the heat mode lock, switch SW5.1 to on. Again, a dips switch setting on the condenser. This is different from the cool heat selector, as this switch should only be used for forced operation. For example, forced cooling during pump down. And below, again, is a small diagram indicating how this feature can be activated. Minimum required floor space per indoor unit. Maximum refrigerant amount and minimum floor space for mid-wall units. Maximum allowable refrigerant charge for the various models versus minimum surface area for installation. This is ultimately due to the R32 refrigerant and its fantastic GWP values. Less mounting space and less visible. In the example, we see 3 times 9000 BTU condensers versus an equivalent multi-split condenser. This multi-split condenser can simply replace all 3 split condensers and deliver the same end result, whether it be in physical footprint or noise level. Night quiet mode setting. The night quiet mode function reduces operating noise of the outdoor unit at nighttime based upon your schedule. If night quiet mode is activated, then the capacity will be reduced. To activate the night quiet mode, on the 3, 4, and 5 port multi, switch SW6.1 to on, also seen in the diagram below. This table shows us excuse me. This table shows us various capacities on indoor units being of the preferred range and immoder range connected to multi-split arrangements. What has to be understood is that generally inverter provides higher efficiency at partial loads. In this example, a 60 class for the entire house will be less efficient in terms of full loads. For the same house, with individual control for each room, while living room indoor unit is on, bedrooms indoor unit will be off, etc. Will ensure partial load for the system and high efficiency will be maintained. Next, let's watch a short video clip on a typical multi-split layout. All our indoor units are Wi-Fi compatible. Therefore, via the Daikin online controller, which is a user-friendly app that's free, available from both Android and Apple smartphones, and is quite easy to install. Lastly, to find out more information on this product range, one can easily access it via our business portal. Here, one can see the easy steps within the slide as to search for various data books, pictures, and much more. Okay, I'd recommend you guys to get onto our Daikin portal if you've not got an account yet. It's very much beneficial. Yeah. Then lastly, to find out more information on this product range, right, one can easily access it via our business portal. And yeah, like I said, one could, it's quite an easy tool to use. So again, this brings us to the end of our multi-split training session. Thank you for joining us. And please don't forget to pay a visit to our YouTube channel to view a recording of this session, as well as many more training presentations. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our training sessions. For any questions to be answered, please raise your concerns or uncertainties at the end of this session, or simply send a text in the chat column within this training room. It's been a pleasure being your host. Please keep safe, and until our next training session, Goodbye.